Welcome back to Dan's Messy Garage. We are in my messy garage today, and in my last video I was showing you how I fixed the chips and scratches that were in this car. You can see the reflection. It came out good. The bad area was like right in here. Can't tell now, it's fixed. I'm going to continue on with this car project. I'm going to paint the chin spoiler. I'll set that up on the car here. Do it without scratching it. The chin spoiler is already sanded down to bare metal. I'm going to clean that really well and then spray on an epoxy primer. In fact, first I think I'm going to do a Eastwood metal etch to really treat that so it won't rust again. And I'm going to cover it with a Raptor truck bed liner, two-part system. I'm also going to be working on the power steering pump replacement and painting a bracket that's holding the power steering pump. So I got a lot of work ahead of me, so I'm going to get started. I'm going to start by using Fast Etch on that chin spoiler. I put some in a spray bottle. I have the spoiler sitting on top of a 5-gallon bucket, and the back side's not bad, but I'm going to treat it anyways. It's only got a little bit of rustage where the bolts go. Now this stuff, very simple to use. You squirt it on and then you keep it wet for half an hour. Then you just wash it off with I think it's acetone first and then soap and water. But I'll reread the directions in a minute here. Okay. That's all there is to that. Just gotta keep doing that, keep it wet. You don't want it to dry on there. Let me look up the directions. Alright, instructions say while it's still wet to take a rag and some acetone and wipe it off. Let it dry. Then it leaves a phosphate coating on there that'll prevent rust. Then you just paint right over that. Alright, it's been over half an hour on. So I'm going to take acetone, clean all that off there. Stay there. Stay. Water bottle's trying to get away. Can't have that happen. Just keep washing this down with acetone until I think it's good and clean. Then it'll be ready for paint. I mean, this is the phosphate coating is supposed to protect the rust and protect the part from rust, is what I meant to say, for a long time. So I don't have to be in a giant hurry to paint it. Yeah, I mixed up some epoxy primer. It's been inducing for about a half an hour. And I'm going to take a little roller and roll it on that chin spoiler. And once that dries and cures, I can put on the Raptor liner, and I'll be probably doing that with a roller. There's no sense in making a giant mess in my garage with spray guns and overspray, when I can roll it on. I'm going to get my tripod, set you up, and do it. I added a little bit of plastic to the floor just to stop some of the dripping. And I think what I'm going to do first is, I don't know, perfect. Alright, here we go, folks. A little roller action. You guys familiar with Eastwood products? Eastwood has products and videos of rollering on epoxy. They're using a foam roller to put epoxy on a car. You should look that up. Because epoxy primer is always going to have something over it. And a lot of times you're going to sand this down. In this case, I don't think I'll be worried too much about sanding it down. I'll have to wait and see what it looks like when it dries. Probably going to be just fine, because it's getting a textured bed liner on it. It's going to take a few hours for this to harden up. And then I'll determine if I'm going to put another coat on or not. I think the determining factor there, if I put another coat on or not, is going to be if what's in this cup hardens up on me. If it doesn't harden up, then I can roll on another coat. I think I just need a little bit more here. And I'm going to call this coat good. Yeah, I don't know what angle the camera's looking at it. It just looks good from up here where I am. That means it's time to walk away. It's been a few hours. That first coat is dry. The stuff in my cup has not dried out. So that means I can put it on here. I think I'll just pour it on, spread it out. Easy peasy. Okay, that looks great. Slide it over here. Let it dry. I just need access to my toolbox. There we go. I'm going to get things ready. I'm going to wet sand this clear coat that I sprayed a couple days ago. And then I'm going to get my buffer out and buffilate it. I think I'm going to do this with 1500. I should probably get some tape, put it on that black stripe so I don't sand up there and scratch that up. And let me get this down here first and then I'll put the tape on. I don't think it's going to take a lot of sanding because the clear went on pretty smooth. This is just to get any nibs that are in the clear out. And if there's orange peel, I'll sand that off. Now, if this car wasn't as smooth and shiny as it is, I could have left this alone. Because, it came out great. But the rest of the car is smoother and shinier, so why not do it? Tape time. Well, let me get my other glasses. Now we'll try this. Put the tape in the dispenser, folks. It's important. Just like that. Back to sanding. You see, I just did a quick sand job on that because I got some areas where it's smooth and areas where it's still shiny and a little orange peely. So I need to do a lot more sanding here before I can buff that out. It's smooth now. It's uniformly smooth. The orange peel is gone. So when that buffs up, it should shine real nice. Buffing compound splatters all over. I don't need to get it on the rest of the car. This car is a real nice car. So I'm going to take a couple seconds here and put some plastic on the areas I don't need to have compound spatter. I can use the tape I already have on here. I'm going to have to leave this front corner exposed because I need to buff that tiny transition area where the new clear went over the old. Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to see that. Before I finish buffing this out real good, see if I can bring you in close. Because that transition from new clear to old clear was right through there. And you cannot see it. Perfect. It's like it was never there. Just like that paint chip area was never there either. Totally gone. It's looking pretty good. Alright, I'm going to continue buffing it and it should be good. I'm really happy about that little area right there. Okay, I've buffed it. I'm going to wipe off the compound. And I have to get a flashlight. Check this out. And see if it needs more or not. Well, I'm looking reflection of that light in here. And I like what I see. I'm not seeing sanding scratches, but I am seeing shine. Right here are some sanding scratches, so I got to buff on that area a little more. Yeah, that light right there is working out good. Yeah, right there. That's in pretty good shape. Just gotta do this area right up there again. Rest of it's looking good. All right. You know what that means, folks? Well, I know what that means. I don't know if you know what that means yet. But it means that's the end of this episode. Dan's Messy Garage, working on a 71 Comet GT clone. I'm going to buff this area a little more and then move on to the next part of the project, which should be under the hood, taking the power steering pump and bracket off. Have a good evening. Thanks for watching Dan's Messy Garage.